If this woman says the word pathology one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. Pathology, pathology, pathology. Her whole world is built on one word: pathology. As you guys know, I am a black love advocate, pro-black and proud. Oh man, where can I begin on this video? First of all, I believe that Aunt Cynthia is basically saying that white women are just smarter than you black women, and she is a genius. Why do you refer to Becky as a genius? I just want to know. I've been making videos about Becky and the relationship between a black man and Becky for the last 15 years. This is nothing new. You're late to the barbecue, Aunt Cynthia. Okay? Now, I'm starting to realize that you really don't know too much about men at all. And let's be truthful, it's better for a black man to basically address black men. That's why my videos have more impact. I took a hiatus for a while. YouTube did their thing with the algorithm and everything. I'm a music producer, and hey, I went with my passion, which has brought me pretty good wealth, to the point where I'm about to purchase a bunch of cryptocurrency and built my brand up, and I'm about to build me a $150,000 studio here in my city. So I've been doing pretty good. I've been kind of busy and really didn't have much time to really address the virtual world that everybody is stuck in. And I keep trying to tell people that the virtual world is not real. People, the internet is not real. Okay, it's not real. And reality is way more different than what we see here, because when I walk outside my door, black women love me because they know that I am a real, true brother. The black girls love me because I always refer to them as young queens, and I always leave them with a good word and to tell them, hey, stay away from these knucklehead boys out here. They ain't gonna do no good for you. Be a queen, get your mind right, and do good for yourself. Because I want to see black women win. But it's kind of hard to do when you have these, doctors with no cures. Cynthia G. That continue to help build the gap and the bridge between black men and black women relationships. Because she knows very little about men. Now, Becky is a genius for taking the struggle Kangs. Becky is a genius, is what she's saying. She's basically saying, black women, and I hope you able to read between the lines, but she is basically saying that white women have run circles around you, and she's way more smarter than you. Not only is she smart, she's a genius. Because that's what she put in her title right here. She said Becky is a genius. So I guess she's basically saying that Becky is a genius, and black women, you're not a genius. Because if you was a genius, then Becky wouldn't be able to run circles around you, because she is a genius in the way she's being able to execute and penetrate the black love relationship. Now, see, this is where the doctor without a cure comes in, because I don't want to come to you with heart problems and you tell me what I, what might be facing, but you're not telling me what the outcome is going to be, nor are you giving me any medicine, nor are you giving me anything to help the outcome. So what is the use of coming to a doctor if they don't prescribe you any medicine? And this is what I say about these Cynthia G's and these, Tommy Sotomayors and these, these bushwhacking YouTubers and stuff, these chauvinist black men that think they know what they're talking about, and these feminist black women that think they know what they're talking about. but not knowing they are both slaves to white influence, and they're basically a bunch of damn Europeans that are falling for the white man's and the white woman's propaganda against them. Now that's the truth. Oh, that was a cold way to break it down, wasn't it? But let's talk about this genius, Becky. She's such a genius. You know how she has come in and basically dismantled, the black family and stuff like that. But the census say otherwise, and this is why I say do not listen to these YouTubers because they don't know what they're talking about. I'm here to announce and tell black women that you are still the black man's choice. You are still his number one choice. Okay? But if you keep on listening to women like Cynthia G, that will soon change. Okay? So if I was you, I would think twice about the information that she is giving you, because as you see, black men are still going overseas. Black men are still dating Becky's. Black men are still dating out. You know what I'm saying? They're still doing what they're doing. So that lets you know that whatever she's doing over there is having very little impact on the outcome. Now, if it's the strategy to win black men back over, that is not the strategy you want to go with. Not at all. Okay? I know personally that black men love black women. I mean, more than they just might not know, but I know they really do love black women, because the census say that we're still marrying you at an 80-something% rate. And if Becky was so genius, according to what our aunt Cynthia says, then that means that the black man would be dating white women at an 80-something% rate, and that's just not true. He's dating the black woman at an 80-something% rate. So what does that tell you? Black men prefer black women over white women. Let me explain that to you again, just in case you've been listening to Cynthia G and those are like her too long, okay? Remember, YouTube is not real. The algorithms are not real. This is all robotic. This is a virtual reality. When you walk outside the door, you're not faced with the same reality that you are faced with when you're on YouTube, where they love to take an ant and turn it into a freaking elephant, okay? Now, it's time for you to start listening to common sense and stop listening to this hogwashing bull crap. You know what I'm saying? That these chauvinists and feminists are talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because they're all drinking the poison of America influence. Don't listen to none of these people, okay? Do not listen to them, because they do not know what they're talking about. They're on some bull crap, and they're here to divide, and they are advocates of white supremacy. That's exactly what they are, okay? So when you see these brothers talking about all of this stuff and hitting you with all this Kevin Samuel stuff, then you see Cynthia firing back with all this pathology talk, pathology, then recognize that as white supremacy. Okay? And you can take that to the bank, because I am the true pro-black. You see what I'm saying? I'm holding it down. White supremacy is still the number one enemy, and I am not going to indulge in none of its systems and none of its systematic hogwashing bullcrap that they've been selling us, you know what I'm saying, via Oprah, okay? Because remember, Oprah started this whole black gender war thingy, and they picked her out. I got a video coming up. I'm not going to speak on Oprah right now, but I got a video specifically that's going to prove to you that this is a conspiracy against the black family, and Oprah helped set it up. So remember that. I'm going to come with a video, and I'm going to explain to you what happened, how it happened. Now, just like right now, remember, I'm not a doctor without a cure. I'm not like Aunt Cynthia that's going to tell you what's wrong and not tell you a solution or tell you exactly how the problem happened. Now I'm going to show you that Becky is not a genius, not at all. Okay? She's not a genius, very far from a genius. You know what I'm saying? But is she snakish? Yes. Genius? No. I am offended by that, by you calling her a genius and basically saying that she is smarter than our beautiful, intelligent, well educated black queens. That is farthest from the truth. But that's what you're basically saying, that this video that's been titled Becky is a Genius for Taking the Struggle Kangs. Now, let's talk about that. Let's talk about this whole pathology that you're speaking on. Okay, let's talk about how Becky got to the cookout. Can we talk about that? Since we know that Becky is, playing around in our backyard, let's talk about how she got in the backyard. How about that? Now, we all know that the black man has never had an alliance with white supremacy, not whatsoever, okay? We never had an alliance with the white man. We never had an alliance with the white woman, okay? Now, when that relationship between the white woman and white, and the white male came to it halt for a minute, and the white woman was very highly upset with the white man. She partnered up with the black woman, and then she defriended the black woman. Now I'm going to show you how Becky got in. Remember, how did she get to the cookout? Who brought her to the cookout? And we know that black men did not bring her to the cookout, because at that time, in the late 1950s and mid 1960s, black men had no relationship with white people whatsoever. Matter of fact, we was the most hated, okay, because they were still lynching us back then and still hunting us like wild animals. So we did not want to get close to white supremacy in a male form or a female form, because remember, when we was all getting those buses, you know what I'm saying, it was white girls and white boys spitting on our ancestors, okay? They was both spitting on our ancestors, okay? Let's get that clear. So black men, we have always seen the white people in general, you know what I'm saying, as a issue, okay? Now, on the other hand, for some odd reason, a relationship developed, quite innocently between the white woman and the black woman, right? Because of the feminist movement and the fight and the rise of power for women. I have nothing against women trying to rise to power, you know what I'm saying? But I have a problem when those things start to affect the black community, as it has done and as it still is, okay? That's my problem with feminists and those that claim to be feminists. I'm going to tell you how Becky got to the cookout. The black feminists invited her. Now, when the white women were doing very good back in those days, sometimes black women didn't have a vehicle. Sometimes black families didn't have vehicles back in those days, but the white woman always had a vehicle, right? Because she was part of the higher society, right? So she had nice things, She had fur coats, she had very nice dresses, and she drove very nice cars. So what she would do, she would come, and a lot of them, you would see them driving into black neighborhoods and driving out the neighborhoods with, cars full of black women to take to the rally, right? So the white female became the transportation for the black feminists, you know what I'm saying, that was going to the feminist rallies. You know what I'm saying? So as they start to move in even closer, you know what I'm saying, our black sisters, our black feminist sisters started to invite them to the cookout. Now, that's how she got to the cookout in the first place. And as she got to the cookout, she started to look around and see all these tall, handsome, good looking black men, you know what I'm saying? And then she started to desire, you know what I'm saying, what she was seeing. You know what I'm saying? So we know that back then in the 60s, and this is a fact, you know what I'm saying, that white women were defriending black women and sleeping with their men. Okay? So I don't call her a genius, Aunt Cynthia. I call her a snake. Okay? That's what I call her. A snake. You know what I'm saying? For slithering in to the you know, black family. That's how she got in. The black female feminists brought her to the cookout. That's how she got there. Okay, there was even times when and you know, if you're familiar with the 60s, black women coming home and finding Becky in the bedroom with Charles. Okay, now how was that happening? You know how that was happening, Aunt Cynthia? Because the black female feminist, you know what I'm saying, was getting a ride from the white woman, and sometimes the white woman would show up, you know, and the husband would say, "Oh, you know, she's not going to be able to make it today because she had to go take care of her elderly mother." And now you have Charles standing at the door, nice, tall, chocolate, good-looking brother, and you have this little, you know what I'm saying, petite white woman, saying, "Okay, this is my opportunity. Could you be okay if I get some water from you? You know what I'm saying? I'm quite thirsty." You know what I'm saying? "Oh, well, sure, come on in." You know what I'm saying? You know, he's familiar with her already because they done had dinner together. You know what I'm saying? Him and his wife and stuff. She done came and sat down and drank coffee with them and everything, discussing the feminist movement with the wife and everything. You know what I'm saying? So he's familiar with her. This is not a stranger at his door, right? So he brought her in and everything. Said, you know, here's something to drink, and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. You were so nice and everything." And she started carrying the conversation. Next thing you know, she start flicking her hair back and start looking at him with those beautiful blue eyes, you know what I'm saying, and you know, and pulling back her little mini skirt, showing off her little leg and stuff, and doing, how women, you know what I'm saying, flirt with men, and she gets real flirty and everything, and things go down. You know what I'm saying? And this is why even back then you seen a lot of black women that were complaining about how they was coming home and they was finding a white feminist friend in the bedroom with Charles. This is a fact, okay? You know what I'm saying? This is not a myth. That back then black women were upset because they was coming home finding white women in their bedroom. Now, how did the white women get there? You know what I'm saying? Because the black feminists invited them. That's how they was able to start coming in and penetrating, you know what I'm saying? Not because they were a genius, because they was a snake. And they started to defriend the black woman, acting like she was a friend, knowing that she had her eye on her husband the whole time. Let's give the true history of how Becky and the black man started having a relationships or sexual relationships or those kind of relationships in general. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Because believe me, black men did not invite Becky to the barbecue. Okay? Our sisters did because they didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, that Becky was a snake. Okay? They trusted her as a friend, just like any other female would have a friend, you know what I'm saying? And then they found out these so called innocent white women were very promiscuous, very sexual, very snakish. Okay? And that's how she got in. So, Aunt Cynthia, if you're going to break this stuff down, break it down, okay? And I dare you to tell the truth about how Becky got inside of the black family in the first place. We did not invite Becky to the barbecue, okay? The black female feminist did. That's how she got in there. She defriended the black woman to get to the black male. And what's so funny about it, I see it even happening right to this day. Sometimes in my neighborhood, I see black girls walking down the street with white girls. They got their hair, done and everything, braids in their hair. You know what I'm saying? They're built like a black girl and stuff like that, because that's usually the ones that like to hang around black girls that are kind of built like black girls and stuff, the one out of a million, because you know that Becky is usually flat everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you get that lucky one every great once in a while that, that has a body like a sister, and and the black guys are crazy over her, and she's, hanging around and defriending all the black girls and sleeping with their brothers, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, So we know how the games goes, and only thing I can say is this. Now this is a real solution. This is not the solution in the pathology talk. The pathology. These taking our Kangs. She's the genius. This Becky is a genius. Becky is a genius because she came in and took, the black Kangs from us, the struggling Kangs. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. But anyways, like I say, this is my warning to black women. Stop defriending white women. Stop bringing them in your circles. Stop letting them in your houses. And please stop inviting them to the barbecues. Okay? Because the only thing they doing is eyeing your cousins, eyeing your friends, and eyeing your family members and everything else. Okay? They're eyeing. They got their eye on the brothers. You know what they want. They're not kicking it with you just because they like you. They're kicking it with you because they're trying to get their eyes on that Kang. Okay? They're trying to get close to that Kang. And the only way to get close to that Kang is through you. Okay? You're the corporate. Okay? Don't allow, the snakish female to come in and do what you do. Stop defriending these white women. That's all I can tell you. That is the only solution I have for you, and it is a real solution. Now you can take it how you want to take it, but I am telling you the truth. Stop defriending these white women and stop inviting them to the barbecue, because we don't invite them to the barbecue. Okay? They did not come in through us. You know what I'm saying? They did not come in that way. They defriended you. That's how they got in. You know what I'm saying? If I was you, I would slam the door right in their damn faces. Okay? Anytime a white woman come and try to defend you, just remember she wants to steal a black man. She want to take a black man off the market. You know what I'm saying? So please don't aid and in the bed in the destruction of the black family by inviting these white women to the barbecues and letting these white women, just because they get braids and a black hairdo and talk with a little bit of slang, come in and defriend you and take one of your black men off of the market. You know what I'm saying? Don't become complacent, in the same situation. So you can't complain about Becky, but yet have a relationship with Becky. That is called a contradiction. Okay? Let's make that clear. And to our Aunt Cynthia, I am so disappointed in you that you would dare call Becky a genius. There is nothing genius about Becky. Okay? She is not running circles around nobody, because the census says that 80% of black men and more still prefer black women. Black women are still the black man's first choice. Please let me repeat that again. Black women, you are still our first choice. Okay? At the end of the day, you are still the first choice. Okay, going into panic mode right now don't even make no sense. I don't even know why you're panicking. Okay, it doesn't even make no sense. If anything, build a relationship with black men. Sit back, listen to them, come to the negotiating table. You know what I'm saying? And stop being led off the cliff, by those of people like Cynthia G. Please come back, sit down, have that real talk. You know what I'm saying? Accountability is the key. You know what I'm saying? Smile, be happy. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Becky will never, ever, you understand me? She will never, ever be able to step in your shoes. Now, only thing you got to do is come back and claim your Kangs. That's the only thing you got to do is move Becky on out the way, come back and claim your Kangs. How you do that? You sit down and you negotiate with your black brothers. You know what I'm saying? You say you love them, then love them enough to sit down and listen to them. Love them enough to sit down and negotiate with them. Love them enough to respect them, you know what I'm saying, and sit down and have that conversation. Because believe me, black men love and adore you. They love and adore you. I talk to them all of the time. I am a black man and I'm around black men constantly. And the only thing they talk about is how much they love you. They just want to have a better relationship with you. They just want to be able to talk to you. They just want to be able to communicate with you that they love you. And they say, I've heard some of them even say, man, I don't even want to be with a white woman. I don't even want to be with these other women. I really want to be with a black woman. She is my first choice. But right now we're not getting along and I just can't talk to her. She won't open up the lines of communication. If she would just open up the lines, oh, you better stop playing with me. If she would just open up the lines of communication, I will lay out the red carpet for her. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, my black queens. Get off of that hate the black man showboat. And I'm telling you, it's not going to get you nowhere. Black men will still continue to go overseas. Black men will continue to date Becky, you know what I'm saying, Veronica, and everybody else. Will push him further and further away, building the gap of pride. Pride comes before the fall. You have to let your pride go. I know that you are a proud woman, and I know that you are proud to be who you are, but intelligent women, you have to be intellectual with it too. You have to be smart. You have to have strategy. You have to understand that there is a way to get your king back, that the access is there because you are still the number one choice. Do not follow these people over the cliff. They have nothing for you. They are a part of white supremacy. They talk about white supremacy, but they are a part of white supremacy. Hiding in the dark, I see you. I am a true pro-black, and I can tell you right now that Cynthia G, no, you are not of us. You are not of the true black. You know what I'm saying? You're not of the true black movement. No, you are not. How dare you speak on white supremacy and become an advocate of it? How dare you speak on white supremacy and become a benefit of it? How dare you speak on white supremacy and you advocate us going towards white supremacy and take our queens away and throw them into the basket of filth, you know what I'm saying, with the snakes, you know what I'm saying, and the European settlers that have taken over this world, and you have taken them from it being taken to them giving it away, you know what I'm saying, to thus enemy. No, sister, you are not of us, okay? You are not of us. I don't want to hear you say one thing about white supremacy another day in your damn life, period. But to my sisters, come back and claim your kings. They still want you. You know what I'm saying? They might not tell you, but I'm telling you from a bird's eye view. I speak to brothers. I know black men because I am a black man. And I know damn well that damn Becky will never ever be able to take your place unless you allow her to. You know what I'm saying? But remember, it was the relationship and how she got to the cookout. Remember what I told you. Take heed. Do not let her defriend you anymore. Keep her away. Because remember, we did not invite her to the barbecue. You did. Okay? It's all love over here. It's all black love over here. Solutions, solutions, not pathologies. We don't do pathologies. We do solutions. We don't do pathologies. You know what I'm saying? We do revolution. We don't do pathology. We do solutions. We don't do pathology. We do revolutions. To all my queens and kings, I bid you until I see you again. Stay black. Stay proud. Keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? And most definitely stay woke.